Hello guys, how are you all? Hope all of you are doing great. Welcome to Unacademy and I welcome you all to the next session on interview preparation tips for the CAT and MBA entrance examination. So guys, in today's class we are going to look at the interview psychology, the interview approach and the interview mindset that you should have so that you can perform optimally at the time of interview. And we'll be having a broad understanding of what interviews are all about, and this broad understanding will bring the wisdom to perform optimally in the interview, and you will definitely rock in the interview after listening to this lecture. So guys, first of all, I would like to request you all to guys, please like, subscribe and share to this channel. And this is Unacademy CATalyst channel, and you can also join our Unacademy Telegram group. And apart from that, these are the learners who have cracked the CAT examination in 2020 with flying colors, and all of these are having their interviews going on as of now for the top B schools. So this session is specifically for those of you who are going through the phase of interview, right? So these are the top learners who have performed extraordinarily well. You can also do well, those of you who are preparing for CAT 2021. Here is an Unacademy Combat Scholarship Test. Akash.YT is the unlock code. You can use this unlock code to participate in this contest on a regular basis. So जो next होने वाला है, जो सेशन होने वाला है वो fortnightly basis पे होता है, तो आप लोग उसको चेक करते चलिएगा Unacademy लर्निंग ऐप डाउनलोड करके. ओके, सो इंटरव्यूज के बारे में हम लोग अब स्टार्ट करते हैं गाइस, एंड कैट एमबीए इंटरव्यू हैक्स एंड ट्रिक्स. So guys, first of all, we'll be looking at the broad understanding of the interviews, right? Interviews के broad understanding के बारे में सबसे पहले समझते हैं what interviews are all about and what should be your mindset. First of all, in an interview, remember that you have to be yourself. The very first thing, you have to be yourself. Second thing, interview is a selection round. Interview is a selection round. The rest of the other things, like the written examination, the CAT examination actually that you have gone for, the quantitative aptitude, the logical reasoning, data interpretation and reading comprehension, that's an elimination part, right? That's an elimination part. The second round, that's group discussion, group tasks, case studies, writing ability test, all of these are also elimination round. But interview is a selection round. The interviewer really wants you to get selected, right? Interviewer wants you to get selected. And how you will get selected? You will get selected by understanding the nitty-gritties of the interview, the psychology of the interview, the overall dynamics of the interview. So this session is all about those things. So the first thing is, personal interview is the selection phase of the personality assessment round. Remember, it's the selection round. That means the interview wants you to perform well, right? The second most important thing, the way you carry yourself matters the most. The way you carry yourself. Let me take an example. The way you have created your folder, the way you have prepared your CV or a resume. If you know very well that resume is for freshers and curriculum vitae is for working experience. So how you have managed that, right? All of these things, minute things, fine things matters a lot, right? Carrying yourself, let's say for example, you are a girl, let's say, girl candidate who is aspiring for a top B school, right? Now, you're not supposed to do over makeup, right? Excessive makeup. For example, if you're a boy, you are supposed to be clean shaved, and your shoes have to be very, very neat and clean, right? Your overall outlook has to be very good. The very first sight of yourself, the very first look at yourself, the interviewer selects you or rejects you. That happens a lot of time. Remember that. The way you carry yourself matters the most. Understand the thin line. What are the thin lines? Thin lines, basically, you have to understand that there is a difference between confidence and overconfidence. There is a difference between seriousness and lenientness, right? There is a difference between, there is a fine line between aggressiveness and being humble, right? So you have to understand those things, right? Interviewer is smarter than you. Remember always, interviewer is smarter than you, always, anytime, right? Why? Because he has taken a lot of interviews, and just by looking at your outlook, he will be able to identify the way you carry yourself, the way you just see the very first introduce yourself. He will identify you and he will mentally select you or reject you, right? In case it seems that the interview is going too long, अगर ऐसा लग रहा है कि भाई इंटरव्यू कुछ लंबा ही जा रहा है, मान करके चलिए कि ही इज इंटरेस्टेड इन यू एंड ही वांट्स टू सेलेक्ट यू, और इंटरव्यू बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो जाए, तो ऐसी अच्छी फीलिंग मत लाइए कि इंटरव्यू जल्दी खत्म हो गया, मेरा इंटरव्यू तो बहुत अच्छा गया, ऐसा नहीं होता. इन मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस दैट डज नॉट हैपन, राइट? स्ट्रेस इंटरव्यू है, प्रेशर इंटरव्यू है, मान करके चलिए कि इंटरव्यूअर आपको सेलेक्ट करना चाहता है. Remember that interviewer is also a human being, right? And in most of the cases, they want to select genuine MBA aspirants who want to learn something, who want to gain knowledge, right? So you have to be very, very careful at this stage representing yourself. He is also a human being, and suppose you have a lot of knowledge, general knowledge, right? Or you are very, very confident about a particular subject matter. For example, you are an IT guy and you are very, very confident about your work experience and all, right? Now you cannot be aggressive on that, right? You cannot aggressively represent your candidature, right? You'll have to be humble. You'll have to be humble. If he asks you something, you'll have to answer it humbly. Next, last but most important thing is, yes, write introduction and practice speaking in a balanced way. दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मैंने अपने करियर में बहुत देखा है, ऐसे काफी सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं, देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स हु आर इंटेलिजेंट, राइट, हु आर इंटेलिजेंट, बट दैट इंटेलिजेंस गिव्स देम एन एरोगेंस, राइट? तो उनको ये लगता है कि यार इंटरव्यू की तैयारी, बिकॉज इंटरव्यू इज ऑल अबाउट माई सेल्फ, राइट? हु एल्स except me will know about myself, and they do not write, right? You will have to write your introduction. I will tell you how to write your introduction. I will tell you the order of the things that you should mention. That's not a strict order, but that's an ideal order according to me, and you should maintain that, right? And you have to practice it, write it, edit it, practice it, right? Practice it in a tone that you will be actually giving at the time of interview. The tone that you will be having at the time of interview, you have to practice in that tone. That's very, very important. A lot of students take it very, very lightly. This suggestion is a lot of students take very, very lightly due to this particular habit of complacency. What happens is they ultimately fail in the interview, so then they follow this rule. So if it is your first interview, right, it's very, very highly recommended that to write your introduction and practice, right? Now, the second part of this lecture series is introduction. What should you mention in your introduction? First of all, the length of the introduction. What? Hello, hello, Abhishek, Nanda, welcome. So the ideal length of the interview or the introduction should be 45 to 60 seconds, right? 45 to 60 seconds, right? 45 to 60 seconds. But you should be in a position to stretch this out, and you should be in a position to complete this in 15 to 20 seconds, right? And these are the broad things that you have to mention in the same order by writing it down. Right? You start with name, the place you belong, right? He might be interested in your place as well. Your current status, what you are doing, you are a graduation student, your working experience, working in which company, what are the key responsibility areas of your work profile, and then something about your family also, right? A lot of time it happens that specifically in case of the pressure interviews. The pressure interviews, they might ask you, I'm not interested in your family, what your father is, what your mother is, I am not interested in that. I'm interested only in you. So please tell me about yourself, not about your family. That might be the counterpoint from the interviewer, right? This is just to pressurize you. Remember the broad thing in interview, whatever you say, if you are saying it genuinely, if it is true, then you need not be very, very careful or very, very hesitant about whether it has gone wrong, whether it has gone right. राइट रॉन्ग जैसा कुछ नहीं होता इंटरव्यू में, इस चीज को याद रखिए। आप जिस तरीके से प्रेजेंट करेंगे, बिकॉज यू आर मीटिंग फॉर द वेरी वेरी फर्स्ट टाइम, and the way you will represent yourself, he will accept that and he will ask question according to your introduction. That's why introduction is very very important, and introduction is a chance to bring the interview in your own comfort zone. Otherwise, if you are not prepared it well, he will bring you to his comfort zone, and the interview will be an absolute disaster. I hope the guys this is clear. So uh, if you are mentioning something about your family, especially some, let's say for example, your brother is in some IITs or your brother is in a very good government position, then you should mention it because it improves your candidature. It gives an idea about your background, right? That's what human beings are interested in. So understand the human part of it. Got it, guys? I hope this is clear. And then fifth number is your hobby. Whatever is your hobby, reading can be your hobby. Your hobby can be playing badminton, right? Whatever you have pursued very very seriously since last 3 to 4 years, right? And even if you have not developed some hobby, if you have recently developed some hobby just like reading, so you can mention that I have recently developed a hobby of reading. I hope this is clear. So as I said, there is nothing like absolutely right and absolutely wrong. This is a very very important key point. What matters is your preparation. What matters is your mindset. What matters is your outlook during the interview. Then you can mention your strength. What are the strengths? What can be the strengths? Strength in case of an MBA interview is the skill sets that you have, skill sets that you are very very confident on. It can be quantitative aptitude, it can be reading comprehension, it can be logical reasoning, it can be your general knowledge, it can be your reading habit, it can be of your communication skills, understanding of the people, convincing power. Anything that you are very good at is your strength. You cannot say that my father is my strength. You cannot say that my brother is my strength, right? Strength is the skill set. Next, if you have some idea, you can. If you do not have any idea, no problem. Then long-term goal. Remember always long-term goal has to be associated with the humanity. You cannot say that I want to be a billionaire, I want to build up a billionaire company by the end of 2030s, right? Right. Yes, you can do that. You. Basically, it's nothing wrong, right? It can be your aspiration, but long-term goal, in case of an interview, has to be connected with the humanity. What you want to do for the humanity? Is there anything that you want to do for the humanity? That's what is the long-term goal. And then punchline. If you have any punchline, like never, never, never give it. Like I do have my own punchline, right? Hold on to your dreams. In times they about, the mighty of today was just a seed that held its ground. So that's my punchline, right? You can have your own punchline. So never, never, never give up. Discipline, dedication, and perfection, and so on. There can be a lot of things. Whatever suits you is good for you. Whatever doesn't suit you is not good for you. This is all about the introduction. I hope this is clear. I hope guys this is absolutely clear. Introduction के बारे में इतनी सारी चीजें हैं. Okay. Sir, 87, 16, 17, will I get call with good percentile? Which examination? Yes. Yes. There are a lot of colleges. You're talking about 10, 12 and graduation, right? 10, 12 and graduation. Yes, there are a lot of colleges. If you score 90 plus percentile, you will get a lot of calls, right? And and remember that the real employers, the real managers do not take these things too much seriously. Even if it is good enough, it's not very very bad, right? But in case of top IIMs like IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, some of the colleges like MDI Gurgaon or IIM Shillong, all of these take special care of the academic background. So you have a lot of options. Don't worry about that, right? It's quite decent profile. Okay, why MBA goals? Why MBA? The next question is why MBA. This is again the second question that you should prepare while writing it, right? Prepare while writing it. I'll be telling you some of the don'ts and I will be telling you some of the do's that you should follow. The very first thing is never criticize your alma mater. What is alma mater? Alma mater in dictionary meaning is your school, college or university wherein you have learned something, right? Now, in case of MBA interviews, your alma mater can be your college, right? Howsoever bad your experience might be, for your current company, howsoever bad your experience might be, you're not supposed to criticize your alma mater. Why? Because it tells the interviewer about your outlook, right? The things that you are associated with, the things, the organizations, the universities that you were associated, you are not valuing them. So it creates a doubt in their mind that you will probably respect their brand, their organization or not, right? Or even their colleges or not. So that's why I never criticize your alma mater. If you are working experience, do not criticize about your present job scenario. And if you are not a working experience, let's say you are a fresh graduate and your college experience has not been that good, no worries, always respect them, right? Do not say anything bad about them. And do not say is for career switching. For example, especially if you are a working experience and you are let's say IT professional, right? You want to get into marketing or sales or HR or something else because IT is not suiting you, even though you have pursued your engineering in information and technology, and you are saying that that's a very bad idea, right? Do not compare with others. That's very silly matter. Everybody can understand. Since everybody is doing MBA, you are also doing an MBA. That's a very silly matter, right? Nobody will do that. So it gives a sense of lack of maturity, right? You'll have to present yourself like a mature guy, right? होता ऐसा है कि एक दो इंटरव्यूज के बाद आपको एक्सपीरियंस आ जाता है, ऑटोमेटिकली आपको एक्सपीरियंस आ जाता है कि कितना एग्रेशन रखना है, कितना कंट्रोल रखना है, कितना काम को रिलैक्स रहना है, राइट? ये सारी चीजें आ जाती है, ऐसा नॉर्मली होता है. बट इफ यू प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ फॉर द वेरी फर्स्ट टाइम, you can mention this is my first interview, first ever interview, MBA interview, and slightly you can be nervous. Being nervous is very good. मतलब very good नहीं बोलूँगा. Being nervous is good, right? Because nervousness is an energy, right? But if you have prepared well, ultimately that energy will direct into the right direction, right? So preparedness is the key, right? So these are some of the things that you need to take care of. Why MBA tools? Yes, why MBA? What you have to say? You have to say to learn different managerial skill sets. To learn different managerial skill sets. Different managerial skill sets or only marketing or only IT or only HR? No. You'll have to have a holistic approach. Different managerial skill sets, right? If you say that I am specifically interested in HR management or I am specifically interested in let's say sales or finance, right? It gives the interviewer an idea that you probably will not be paying attention to other parts of it, right? You have to be genuinely interested in all the things through which an organization runs, all the tools, all the arms and ammunitions using which the organization runs. Organization is a very big entity, and it comprises of sales, it comprises of marketing, it comprises of HR, it comprises of finance, and everything is interlinked, right? You'll have to at least show an interest that you want to understand everything, right? And in today's scenario, you have to be multiple ball juggler, right? You'll have to be a multiple ball juggler. Otherwise, you'll not be able to take a good decision, a right decision, right? Because if you do not understand the connectivity between the HR and the sales and the marketing and the finance, everything, right? At least you should have the basic idea, right? So you should not mention that I am specifically interested in finance and I will not be attending the other classes, right? So that's the idea. The next, to develop holistic understanding of organizational functionality. That's what you should mention, holistic understanding. And third, you can also say that to improve upon communication skills. Remember that communication skills is not only about the way you speak English. Communication is not only about the way you use your vocabulary, high-flying vocabulary words, right? That's not communication skills. Communication skills, if you're a technical guy, if you are an IT guy, or if you're a telecommunication guy, you can understand that the communication skills depends on the quality of the receiver. But we as a human being cannot improve the quality of the listener, right? So what we can do, we can just understand them and convey our communications, convey our words in the way they are best able to understand, right? That's what communication skills is about. And the second thing, in managerial views, right? Communication skills is not only about this, the things that I have just mentioned, the English and the vocabulary and the grammar and the fluency, right? It's about the understanding part, understanding of the HR technicalities, understanding the marketing and finance technicalities, so that you can have a brief idea about how these things are interconnected. I hope this is clear. So these are the views. So guys, this is the first part of our interview series, and we'll be continuing with the interview series, and we'll be taking up a lot of things. For this time, that's more than sufficient. I think, yes, that's good. That's good. Whatever certificate you have, you just manage them in your folder. Manage them in a folder, right? That will give you good, that will improve your candidature, that will improve your profile, right? Yeah. Okay. Yes. New or BBIMs. Bring 90 plus percentile. Yes, Abhishek Nandan. Bring 90 plus percentile, 40% questions in every section will fetch you 90 plus percentile for sure with 90% accuracy. Let me give you the formula. 90% percentile formula. 90% formula means 40%, 40%, 40% LR, quantitative aptitude, and verbal ability, right? And all of these with 90% accuracy. So that's the formula. You will get, you will get a call. You will get a call. Definitely, you will get a call. Okay, guys. So I hope you have enjoyed it. Please do not forget to share this video to those of your friends or seniors who are preparing for the interviews right now, and probably it can save their interviews. Thank you so much. Good luck.